welcome to the Sternco channel. I am Stern, and today I'm once again going to be showing you my farm, but just going to be also showing you some cool stuff that I'm working on outside of this in the city, and just all sorts of cool. What is that? What is that? Get out of here. This is all new. I'll devise a better way up. Let me get out of here. Good news is, with the deny on, these guys actually won't hurt my villagers. Oh, he didn't become enraged. I guess I killed him too fast. Was there an iron golem that was jacking them up? Huh, I guess not. But yeah, so first things first. If you are ever looking at these videos and thinking, I should make a villager farm, that looks really cool, I should absolutely do that. Don't. Just don't. Because the more time I spend here, the more time I'm like, you know what I hate? Villagers. Harvest your goddamn potatoes. Harvest your potato. Okay, it's fine. None of my guys are harvesting right now. Eventually you get to the point where just they don't want to breed, which is kind of where I'm at right now, and you do all this crazy stuff so that you can get like 1 or 2 babies out of them. Like, for example, building these crazy ass vents all over the place. These vents are, I'm not going to show you what's underneath. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If it's not, then I don't want to give away the secret. But they're basically, what I'm using is villager traps. I think the last video you saw, I had 1,000,000 villagers kind of stacked over here and over on the other side. These villager traps actually make it so it doesn't completely fix the problem, as you can see, but it does make it so that villagers are more likely to stop here at this line before getting that far, based on what's in those vents. I also made another set of vents on the other end over here because I had a lot of villagers who were kind of congregating down here or right here, and I put these vents so they'll kind of be captured to this area. So as you can see, I have some villagers who've kind of meandered over here. At night, if they're out and about, they'll meander here. So the ones that are out will go there. Other than that, a lot of them end up coming into this building here. So what I did was I built a trap here. So I have a lot of them trapped in these doors. And what that means is, since they're trapped there, it makes the village itself, quote-unquote, smaller. In that actively out here, especially, it says, oh, there's only like 8 villagers, so have them breed more often, because we need to fill this village. But it also gives these villagers the freedom of being able to breed themselves. These door traps are really, really nice. That's what I actually used to use. And it's fairly efficient, not quite as efficient as these farms in here and just letting them wander around. The good thing about letting them wander around is actually that, so say a villager walks all the way over there. Say 10 villagers walk over there. Well, now that village is full, but these villages still have room to breed. And then say that those same 10 villagers end up making their way over here now. Well, now these 2 villagers count as full, and that one can breed. And that'll keep on happening. The more that they move around, the more variety you'll get between the farms. Which is why I left this middle area so free-flowing. Also, it makes me feel a lot less like a slave driver. Yeah. Still feel that way, just not as much. But those vents are one of the big things that I did. And I've seen it working. I've noticed that it has been working. I haven't taken time to look inside and see if the traps in there are working as well. But I've noticed that they are using these obscure buildings a lot more. Can I see out this window? That's terrifying. I'm so sorry that you guys have to see what I'm going to do to you someday. Yeah, they're using these obscure buildings more often. Like that building has 1 or 2 villagers in it. This one will usually have like 1 or 2. Right now it doesn't, but I think it's because these guys are out here. I actually have been getting some use out of this one. I'm sure there'll be none in there right now. But I do get some use out of it. Just at night especially. At night they kind of store themselves away. In here I've got 1 or 2. And that's the good thing, is I have 1 or 2. But it's a lot harder for them to get out than it is for them to get in. So they will kind of trap themselves in there. This one's usually pretty full just because there's a farm there. So this one house counts as like housing like 80 villagers. This one, I think I already showed you, doesn't have very many in here. There's 1 right there outside. He may come in. I don't know. I'm just testing some stuff out, seeing what works. If you know a better solution, you're like, oh, you're an idiot, why don't you just try doing this? Let me know. Like, private message me, and we can take a look and see what we can do here. So, what else have I worked on? I've separated these out a little bit more, I think. You can see that they're a little more spread out. These guys are actually, surprisingly enough, this has been the farm that I've always had the most trouble with, but they're actually farming for themselves now. which is weird. Yeah, these guys are also farming for themselves a little bit more. Those guys are a little bit... I mean, the farming isn't huge. They're not doing it quite as often, but they are. Like, so you can see bread in there that I think he's going to pick up. Boop. Nice. So that means that they're actually genuinely farming stuff. I'm trying to slowly replace all of their crops with wheat, which isn't working very well because I've been giving them potatoes and carrots for the longest time. So I'm trying to slowly replace that out. I've got more villagers here, which I've actually labeled these now, so I can tell who's who. I've expanded my paper farm. Okay, so here's the thing about my paper farm. The moment that I expanded this guy and was like, great, now I have twice as much paper, so I can trade twice as often with my librarians. As soon as I did that, all of my librarians decided they don't want to trade with me anymore. And I don't know what that is. I assume it has something to do with the breeding problem. I think somewhere villagers are getting hurt. And I think it can't be that house over there, because that house way over there would not affect my area here, because it's so far away. That would not affect these guys. But I know that there is some damage over there, and that could be what's affecting those guys, possibly those guys, but these guys should be okay. And I think that's why they're farming so well, is because, you know, they're not having that harm issue. These guys here aren't farming quite as well, but they are farming more wheat, as you can see. I think I gave that guy just, hey, what's up? I'm gonna murder you. Give me your eggs. He didn't drop anything. But yeah, so that's going on. I've also restocked my Sternco shop. It's actually not the Sternco shop anymore. I've actually renamed it. I give it the same name as my old shop, which if you've seen my older videos, my older channel, you may remember, which was the Urban Villager. This one's actually been changed to the Urban Village, just shortening it up a little bit, especially since signs are a little bit more limited with the color. So welcome to the Urban Village. These are all stocked up there. I'm actually stocking up the second here too, so I have more and more enchantments coming in. That one is Sharpness 3. Didn't know about that. I know the second story shops don't get as much business, which is fine, I figured. But Sharpness 3 also isn't drastically needed at any time. But yeah, that's raining. It's raining. I don't want to be out when it's raining because that's lag, which is why I put that huge dome over my house. Bible? Jesus? No. Whatever. Oh, this is a pretty building. I think this is the new Agora, right? I assume it is. I believe it is. I don't know why I think that. I think I saw a sign or something somewhere. But I believe this is the new Agora. I could be completely wrong. Or whole block. No, it's not whole blocks. It is whole blocks. Yeah, this is whole blocks. Which right now, that's kind of a thing that people are talking about, is kind of the monopolization of these little businesses that are growing and becoming like megastores. And just as a reference, for those of you who aren't aware or are new to the server, this issue has always been a problem. I think it's so crazy. I left 2 years ago, and then I come back as Old Man Stern, and it's all the same problems and all the same criticisms. Is that it's all just, you know, hey, these stores are getting too big, mods and staff aren't doing their jobs, blah, 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 blah. All these criticisms have been there for forever, which I think is super interesting to look at and say, oh, eventually at some point you would realize, I guess this is just how the server functions, is that big megastores appear and disappear. It takes 30 minutes to get a help me done, and that's fine. That's just the average time. But instead people are continuously, you know, I don't like that, that needs to change, someone's not doing their job right. I think that's crazy. I think that's insane that people are not learning, you know, from that, not mistakes, but not learning from the past of just, well, you know, hey, these megastores are a bad thing. We should get rid of megastores because, you know, this one is taking over. This megastore is different. It's taking over. Well, you obviously weren't around for Orobo, which Orobo was one of, in my opinion, I don't know, because I came onto the server like 2 years after it started, I believe, and yeah, Orobo was the first megastore, and probably still, in my opinion, one of the most successful, and eventually just kind of went down, or went out of business, or whatever. while I was gone. And that's just because that's the nature of the beast, is you can only have so much fun stocking wool infinitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just wool, but anything. You can only have so much fun in the game doing that. And that's the real, like, economy of this server, is fun. Is if a business isn't fun to run, it's gonna fail. Oh, I also put one of the traps here. And I built this wall here, just while I'm here, to make it a little bit more difficult for them to cross back and forth. Because I noticed this house is fairly popular, this area is very, very popular. So I kind of wanted to separate those, so that there's not as much give and take between the two. So that if you're trapped on one, you're trapped on it. But what are you doing to that villager? What are you doing to that cow? But yeah, these are problems that have always existed. I mean, I don't even consider them problems anymore. I just consider them to be the way that things are in the server. And I know I'm going to get people who want to be revolutionary and be like, well, we need to change that. Okay, then change it. Do it. But complaining doesn't change anything, you know? I mean, you can complain all you want. All it's going to do is make you look like a person that people don't want to listen to. That's the rub. That's the incentive there for you to do that, is if I whine and complain and don't make any changes, then what I'm going to fix is people are going to learn, hey, we shouldn't listen to that guy. You know? I mean, I feel like that makes sense. Whine and complain, people don't listen to you. Make actual legitimate changes and people trust you. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to make changes, but I don't have the funds, the time, or the energy to do huge changes right now, at least not alone. But we'll see. Kind of working on some stuff. I don't want to give anything away. Fun projects, fun things coming. Am I, going to be taking down superstores? Nah, I don't see that happening. Am I going to be monopolizing a certain point of industry? I don't see that happening either. Am I going to have a fun time running a business? I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. Anyone want to buy a banner from me? I have plain ones and designs. No, thank you. Banners, I think, are fairly easy to make. I don't know. I don't know if it's fairly easy to make. I just know that I have, like, infinite source of a lot of dyes. So, for me, I'm just like, I can make that myself. But I know a lot of people don't have that luxury. What's down here? I forget what I put down here. I think this is just an area. Yeah, this is just an area that I locked off. I don't even know why I still give myself access to this. In fact, I'm gonna not give myself access to this anymore. I'm gonna be lazy about it? Great. Here's some doors. Because I don't even know if those work anymore. Those are really good for starting a farm, not good for maintaining one. You have to really change it up to maintain a farm. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I'm just wandering around. I mean, I'm still working on the job farm. It's just kind of fallen by the wayside because, again, fun. Is it fun to build a job farm? Yes. No. Yeah. Kinda. It's just monotonous, especially since they just use this stone. I'm not a huge architectural person, but yeah, I think the gray's fine. It gets the job done. I'm a very cold, indignant person, so I think the stone really captures that. Move my microphone schmidge closer. There we go. So yeah, there's that, and I'm probably gonna build more onto it. I'm absolutely actually gonna build more onto the job farm. I have to, because I was I was donated some money for that specifically, so I am gonna get the job farm up and going. It's just so far out here. I need to connect to that guy. So far this works. I just need to add more sheep. I mean, technically, if you count the bundles, there's like 60 or 70 some odd sheep in here. 60. Oh, there's actually more. There's maybe 100. There's 100 sheep in here, as you can see. But with the stacking, it just makes it interesting and difficult and odd and weird. So there's that. Yeah, see, I have like all these flowers and stuff, so it becomes easier to do dyes. Plus, I have my other home that has more dye. remember that video a couple like weeks ago when I actually found diamond in the wild? That was crazy. Now like every time I kill a mob, I'm like, did I get the sword? Did I get whatever? I didn't care about that until I just found a random diamond, and I was like, oh, the odds are ever in my favor, I guess. Die. 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 I really like this Berserker Orc. I like how the whole skin and feel of the character changes completely upon being hit. I also love how they drop silver and gold. It's a big plus for me. Oh, 7 gold? Jeez. More up here. I don't know if it's just because I live out here in the nowhere lands, but I find that I find like almost just as many custom mobs as I do plain mobs. I'm always killed by stupid skeletons. There we go. Yeah, I'm always like I always find these guys. Like I find just as many of the weird ones as I do of just regular zombies and skeletons. I just killed like 3 or 4 soul demons being out here once. Ah, and I was killed by a zombie. Are you serious? That's what it always is. I find just millions of the others and then end up getting killed by a zombie or a skeleton. I think next episode, I'm going to trek out. I think I was going to do that this episode and forgot as soon as I started. But since I live in the nowhere lands out here, I think I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to walk in a single direction and see what I find. I found some cool stuff just by doing that, because I'm pretty far out here. So, you know, you find, like, really cool stuff. I found... Someone, I guess, found a village and destroyed the whole thing. I'm hoping that they at least captured the villagers in the netballs, the safari netball things. Do I have one on me? Yeah, I'm assuming they at least captured them, but they tore down the entire village and left all their chests like this unlocked. So I found a bunch of cool stuff. I found some collectibles, which I'll show you right now. I found a rare Halloween key, pumpkin slice. I found that, potion of healing. I found another pumpkin key. I found a bunch of other stuff like some diamonds. I found some coal, tripwire. Oh, those are the diamonds that I found actually, I think. Or those might be the ones that I mined. I don't remember. No, those are the ones that I found. These ones were gifted to me. Or some of those were. I found an Ekduk pumpkin too. I don't know what I did with it. But it's somewhere. It's probably... Oh, it's in my other house. Which I'm not going to go to, because that one is just full of thousands upon thousands of chests. So there'd be really no point in me going, because it would just be me looking through everything that I own. Which I'm sure some of you would be okay with. But I'm not. Again, fun. I'm looking for fun. I even have fun just walking around my village, just with how much work that I put in this place, and, you know, updating all these... Getting the farms going, getting these guys up, making this big-ass wall. I just love looking around and being like, man, I did all this. That's awesome. I'm so proud of me. And you don't have to be proud of me. I'm proud of me. I'm genuinely happy with what I've created. I want to build more of these houses, actually, because they're simple and fun to build. And so I want to build more. Maybe I want to take down that and make one big one that I live in. But that area is kind of sequestered off. Maybe. I don't know. I'd like to do that if I get the time or energy. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on and what I'm hoping to work on. I've got some secret projects a-brewing. I think I mentioned that. But you'll see those hopefully soon. Very excited. Very excited for what's coming. But yeah, this has just been a simple episode. I mean, I think I did a big, crazy episode last time, so I want to take it kind of simple this time. And my last one was all like, I don't think we're treating the mods right, I don't think we're treating the staff right, this big thing, just because that's how I feel. And I was tired of hearing people, you know, talk that way about people who are putting in time and effort into a game that's designed for fun. You know? Someone's taking the effort to help you out. Why would you... I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I already did a video on it. Go check that out if you haven't yet. But yeah, since I did that video last time, I wanted to do just a simple one. Just kind of update you guys on what's going on at the Sternco farm. But that's been it. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Appreciate you guys. You guys are 100.